My dear brothers and sisters, there are so many people who are suffering. The families are suffering, the relationships are suffering because of the lack of control on the tongue. Somebody in the family has no control on their tongue, or someone in the community or someone in the neighborhood has no control on their tongue, and therefore there are so many victims of their tongues. So the Lord wants to tell us, if you really want to lead a peaceful life, happy life, you have to control your tongue. If you are not able to control your tongue, that means you are not a spiritual being. You are not a holy person. We read like this, Sirach chapter 14 verse 1. Sirach chapter 14 verse 1, we read like this. Happy are those who do not blunder with their lips and need not suffer remorse for sin. If you don't have control on your lips, control on your tongue, then you will have to regret all throughout your life for the sins, because sins will be many. All those who do not have control on their tongue, their sins will be many, and they will have to regret all throughout their life for their sins. Therefore, if you are really a spiritual person, you will discern before you open your mouth to speak anything. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 15, we read like this. 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 15. Those who are spiritual discern all things, and they are themselves subject to no one else's scrutiny. What does it mean? Those who are spiritual, they discern all things, and they are themselves subject to no one's scrutiny. Means no one need to judge them, because they themselves will judge them and scrutinize them. If you are a spiritual person, you will not be busy scrutinizing others, but you will be always scrutinizing yourself. You will be checking on you, and you will be judging you more than judging others. All those who are not spiritual, they will be busy judging others, saying they are sinful, these people are doing these mischievous things, and they are always like this, they are arrogant, they are rude. They are busy judging and scrutinizing others because they are not spiritual. The spiritual people will always look at themselves and scrutinize and judge them and justify others. So examine your conscience and see what kind of personality that you have. Are you still waiting to be spiritual, or are you still far from spiritual life, or are you still leading a life of flesh? Let's examine our conscience. There are so many families which are affected by these kinds of judging attitude. There are so many families that are divided because of this judging attitude. Let's examine our conscience and see, do we have this judging attitude? If so, we need to repent very seriously. This is one of the reasons why our life and spiritual life and personal life is not progressing. There is no spiritual growth in our family, because there is divisions and confusions, because many people in the family has no control on their tongue.